I'm gonna light them on fire.
She set the mattresses on fire.
You wake up and see your belongings on fire, with flames getting closer, and there's nowhere to run. This horrifying reality unfolded one day when a woman in a rage decided to take the law into her own hands by targeting homeless people camped around her husband's property. Starting a verbal confrontation, the issue soon turned violent, leaving many asking themselves, what pushes a person to such extremities that could push them into this?
What's going on down here? Okay, can you come up here and talk to me, please?
No, I can stand right here.
Okay, I'll come to you.
That's whenever you're out of your jurisdiction to step down here.
I'm not out of my jurisdiction.
Yes, you are. You step down here and you're out of your jurisdiction with that badge on you.
I'm not.
You better call in.
Call in what?
You better call in and check if what I'm saying is right or not.
Well,
I'm
that's
telling you the truth, and that's the law.
what I'm trying to investigate. What's going on down here?
I want these people off my husband's land.
Who
And I have every right to remove them with whatever way I need to remove them.
who do you need to remove? Who are you trying to remove?
That's when you're not in your jurisdiction.
I'm not.
I will take care of these people. If they want to talk to you, let them tell you what their names are. I don't give a what their names are.
I never even asked for
I
your
don't
name.
care what their names are. I want them off my husband's land.
Okay.
My name is Colby.
Okay.
It all began when a woman, dissatisfied with the homeless presence near her husband's property, finally resolved to deal with the problem herself. The homeless were moved by this woman by burning their property so that they would leave the area. She justified her actions by saying that she had every right to do whatever it took to clear her husband's land. In attempts to put out the fire, panic ensued among people living in the streets. Some witnesses say that she lit something else using an aerosol can and attempted igniting people who approached her.
Just like that side. And she set the mattresses on fire.
And it was hanging from this wire like this?
Yes. Right here. This way.
And this is what burned?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know this girl? Does she stay down here?
No, she lives over there.
Oh, she lives on.
Yeah,
So did she just walk up on the camp
Yeah.
and was saying
Yeah, just started talking nonsense about Odom something, assaulting her daughter. I don't know what she's talking about. This
the
is her
stuff she
land.
was saying to me?
Yeah.
She said, you need to get the f off my land. I said, oh, well, get me off, I told her. And then she grabs that thing and tries to torch me with it.
Oh, the aerosol and the lighter?
Yeah.
Did she spray it and light it or at all?
Exactly.
One man who was among the homeless described how he was sleeping in his makeshift camp when Karen showed up. Things quickly got out of hand after Karen sprayed some aerosol cans and tried igniting it with a lighter. This made him recall how blankets and mattresses were set on fire by her, posing a potential danger in terms of fire outbreak and personal damage. From Karen's perspective, the homeless people were invaders on her husband's property, and she believed she had every right to evict them through any means necessary. She was categorical about her rights, insisting throughout that she had power to take action against any threats towards her belongings.
This aerosol can and the lighter, is that yours?
Yes.
Okay, what are you doing with that?
I told them that they could either leave or I was going to move them out.
And move them out
And
how?
so whenever I cut the strings on their tent, because they refused to leave,
Uh-huh.
she got sideways with me but wouldn't come out of the tent.
Okay.
And I told her, you can leave or I will light your tent on fire.
Okay, and then what did you do next?
I went to AutoZone and I bought that brake clean. I have the receipt.
Okay.
And I stuffed it all up, said I got a lighter.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
And then I came back and did what I said I was going to do. I want them off my husband's land.
Nevertheless, this went well beyond being considered reasonable or lawful. It was clear that setting fire to other people's properties and even attempting to burn them meant that her moral compass was seriously misaligned. Regardless of the cause, it certainly didn't justify her conduct, which could have been fatal. The police had to deal with Karen, who was incredibly aggressive even toward them. She accused them of trespassing and going beyond their powers according to the law. Karen insisted that they call their bosses and inform them about her allegations since they didn't have any permission to be on her land.
So then I have a bunch of bags and I fill them up and I carry them off.
I appreciate you sitting with us and answering my questions. Earlier when I was trying to come down the hill, wasn't trying to...
I did the same thing to him.
Going-
Yeah, about check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
insistent on y'all check that out.
Well, this is Carlsbad, right? We're the Carlsbad Police Department.
Right.
So we have jurisdiction
But
down
it's
here.
imminent transient domain.
What does that mean?
Check it out.
What does that mean?
Check it out. He'll know where to find it.
He'll know where?
Officer Castillo, he'll know how to find it.
Just hang out right here for me, Colby, okay? Hey, Miss Colby, can you come up here up the hill for me, please? No, you're not going to come up the hill? All right, well, stand up for me.
No, ma'am. Don't put your hands on me. Y'all don't put your hands on me. Look at how this man's doing me.
Stand up with me.
The role of law enforcement in this incident was important, but came with its share of problems. On arrival, the police found themselves with a difficult situation to handle. Not only did Karen refuse to respond, but she also openly challenged their authority. The officers had a tightrope to walk as they attempted to de-escalate and ensure safety for all parties involved. In view of Karen's belligerent attitude and potential for the situation to get worse, this was no easy feat. In the end, Karen was simply arrested by the police, who had no other alternatives left. Even then, she kept arguing that they were violating her rights and not in the right standing. They had no choice but to physically restrain her. Afterwards, arson, assault on persons, resisting arrest, as well as possession of controlled substances were some of the charges leveled against Karen during her detention. These are grave offenses that have major legal ramifications. For instance, arson is genuinely treated as a felony in many jurisdictions, particularly when it involves putting human beings in danger.
Y'all are breaking my constitutional rights. Yes, you are. You're violating my constitutional rights. It's my constitutional rights that you can't put your hands in my pockets and that a man can't have his hands in my pockets. You're infringing upon my constitutional rights right here. You are exactly fondling me. Look at your hands all up inside my clothes. You don't have the right to dig through my and that isn't mine. I found it. Along with those round things.
All right, have a seat for me.
Y'all are gonna find that I wasn't lying to you.
Okay, thank you.
Is the aerosol can still down there? Yeah.
Resisting arrest, on the other hand, is a lesser charge compared to arson and assault, but still very serious. However, her resistance was not just physical, it was also verbal and legal. Karen kept on arguing with police officers, refusing to comply with their orders because she constantly questioned their authority. The possession of controlled substances added another layer to the case. The drug present leaves us wondering if there was any narcotics involved in the incident.
You have infringed upon my constitutional rights and you broke the law.
Okay.
So how okay are you? Obviously, you're not okay, and you're not in right standing.
I am in right standing.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
We can argue in
The
court.
law will stand for itself.
We'll argue in court.
The law will stand for itself. There will be no argument.
Okay.
The law is the law. Black and white.
Do you know the law?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I also know my rights.
Okay.
What Karen revealed through her hostility is not something unique to just her. In various parts of the world, some property owners and residents have grown increasingly frustrated with homeless people. This frustration often leads to unethical actions, such as what happened here, that were illegal at the same time. So what are your thoughts of Karen in this case? Make sure you let me know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in our next episode.